So this morning I wake up, right? I wake up in South Africa. They say it's 2013. Not that not that I believe it's 2013, but it feel like 1976 to me. I woke up and I took a walk to where the majority of people are either catching a taxi, catching a train, a bus, and I kind of just sat there and just for 2 hours just watching, or just observing. And I guess I still saw the same images that I saw in 1976. You know, still saw my people running up and down. Still saw my people being chased. Still saw my people late. They were late. I don't know late for what, but everybody just seemed so in a hurry, and it's so amazing nowadays. When you ask for 20 bucks, 10 bucks, $5 from someone, I swear that is like murder. That is suicidal. Don't be asking, especially from the people of the system. If you try to ask for like 20 bucks or $5 or something, man, they gonna tell you how hard they been working. They gonna tell you how all you do is just sit around and you know I mean, not that I can't hustle $5 or $10 or $20 or nothing like that, but they always want to preach how hard they've been working and struggling. And I tell you, the only hard thing that I realize is their hardened hearts. You know, how the system got them so anti-unity. You know what I mean? And I mean, these are the same people that are talking freedom, 1976, 1994, democracy, and yet I still see the majority of my people, who are the people of spirit, they still unemployed. And nowadays, you don't even take like a degree or a diploma or a certificate to get you a job. It's really about who's the easiest to work with. Who can the system um, basically manipulate and persuade easier? Who's not going to challenge what's being said? Who's going to be just yes, 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 me beats me again, bus, and so the system feel it's easy to work with those people, so they get employed. And the saddest thing is this: out of the people that I was sitting watching going to work, you know, I was able to tell how you know I could actually see like the youngest of the people who was going to work, right? And I saw the oldest of people who was going to work, doing your normal rat race work, and I could see, like, I don't know, it was like before and after. And I mean we so busy running up and down. Sometimes you just need to stop. And I think that's, if there was ever anything that people wanted to learn from all of this talking, from all of this, you know, um, what I'm about, and what I'm actually really trying to get out to the people. It's really simple. It's very, very simple. It's three words. It's stop, listen, and act. But first you gotta stop. You can't jump to the next one or to the third one until you actually do the first thing, which is to stop. Now you gotta stop. You literally gotta stop. And hello, mama. And by stopping, I mean, when you don't stop, you can't see somebody saying hi to you. You can't see somebody giving you eye contact or winking at you. If you're so busy caught up in what you're doing, you can't really see what's really going on. And if the majority of people that are actually running up and down in this rat race can just like stop and just pay attention, they'll be able to see themselves in that lady or that old man in the bus. You still got those old men in the bus with a nip. That nigga been hitting that nip when he was your age. When he was 16, 17, when he started working, when he was your age, Right now, he's 45 years old, and I tell you, he loves that nut more than he do his wife. You know, um, and I guess, you know, either way, we all gonna lose our minds. Either way, you know, and so with this campaign of Stop, Listen, and Act, I really want to just give people the heads up, because one way or another, your head is gonna be up. You feel me? They gonna take your head. So, you know, you decide. I'm just giving you the other option. You know, rather have them um, decapitate your head with your head still intact. You know, and just obviously target your mind, or rather just listen to this young black, you know, male, or whatever you want to call me this year. I mean, what we've gone from, what, Kaffir to Negro to fail Bob to street kid um, to Comrade. I mean, you know, all sorts of names, and I feel as though, you know, this morning just watching in my community. I mean, I'd like to think I stay in the community, like I'm in the East Strand in Spraidview. I'd like to think I stay in the upmarket community where, you know, people are very proud of where they've come from. But I mean, I still feel like I'm in the townships, you know, and I feel like, you know, and just saying it feels like I'm just spitting on people, you know, because people really work hard, and to believe that they actually work hard to get away from all of that, get away from the poverty, get away from the shackles, you know. But the reality is this: I mean, you can't really run away from the shackles as long as you don't, you know, unshackle yourself from within. You still just gonna keep serving the beast, you know, the system. And I mean, come to think of it, you know, I mean, this 1976, I mean, that really, you know, if you honestly, if you ask me, man, it's all just a bunch of theatrical plays. It's like NovelNovel, you know, all this, Steve this, Nelson that, Chris this, all this, Revolution this and that, man, listen, man, I shrug that off, man. You know, that I take that very lightly, and when I say that, it's like I'm actually just, you know, like putting salt on some people's wounds, you know. But I'd rather somebody had like some serious scabs and wounds and bullet wounds and still keep their life than to be all healthy and meanwhile they you know, they basically dead, they gone. And I feel as though, you know, all of that State of the Nation address, man, I'll tell you one thing, man. If there's one thing I learned from the system, man, I can still remember Mrs. McCormick. Mrs. McCormick used to teach me that whenever we used to have like English speeches that we used to do for marks, and whenever you read your speech, Mrs. McCormick will always tell you that's -1 point, and that's -1 point, and that's -1 point every time you read. So, you know, I don't know where people get off now coming up here, you know, and wanting to give us a State of a Nation address, reading it the whole way through, and still trying to score points with the people. I mean, and I mean, is that my phone? Is that my phone? Y'all need to pause that shit out. You know when I stop. Where is that motherfucker? Where is it, Jay? The Nation address? Yeah. Okay, just give me a sec.
I'm already rolling.
Alright, shit. It feels as though, you know, I mean, if I really was trying to just fool the people, you know, I really, you know, think about it. I mean, all this talk about all these houses that, you know, have been built, you know, all this story about how these schools and hospitals, man, let me tell you, if I was building these things for me, you know, to serve my cause, then hell yeah, shit. I be putting that in my speech, talking about I'm building houses and I'm liberating the people. Liberating them from what? You know? I think the only liberation that people need is is really from the system, you know. And I just feel as though, you know, you know exactly what it is that's really going on. I mean, you know, it's not new to you. I mean, you know, um, but I'm tired of it. You know, I'm tired. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of having to hide to walk out of my place. I'm tired of being. I'm tired of what the neighbors is gonna say. I'm tired of not dressing how I want to dress because all of a sudden, you know, how a dress is given is a problem. And you know, I'm tired of just staying indoors, you know, day in and day out because of what people will say. I'm tired of that, you know. And um, I feel as though just like you ever try burying like a frog or a lizard or like a rat or like a dog. You ever try to hide it but just covering it with sand? All right. 3 4 days later, the truth is out. That frog or that lizard will literally, you know, rise up to the surface. And I feel as though, you know, all the lies that the system has been putting in people's heads, you know, is gonna come out. It's gonna come out one way or another, you know. And ain't no cops wearing Kangol, ain't no cops wearing skull caps, ain't no cops wearing beanies. That's gonna stop, you know, the truth from coming out. And you know, I feel as though that's what they want us to do. I feel as though they want the people of spirit to just basically just suffer and end up joining this law enforcement and all of that. And I feel as though, man, a lot of people is gonna sell out. You know, um, a lot of people is selling out. You know, their souls. If only they knew. You know, they really think it's all about just the money and shit. Man, they really have the true wealth, man, and that's your heart and that's your mind, you know. And I know I'm. Let me tell you something. I had a fight with my moms. I don't know how many times, you know, because she just didn't understand why I was like, you know, I'm a street kid, and I feel as though, you know, I don't buy it. You know, I don't buy it, and I'm a stage street kid. And just 'cause you ain't got no money, or just 'cause you ain't got no, you know, I think if there's anything the system can learn is that um, you basically gonna get what you give out, you know. And I feel as though, you know, just like the police constable at the police at the shooting range is telling the police,